Hi everybody, this is Tom with Harborside Marine and Yacht Sales here in beautiful Clinton, Connecticut. And today we're going to go stem to stern on the beautiful, the opulent 2020 Catalina 35 GT. Alright, welcome aboard. As the GT and the GT name would imply, this boat is kind of designed to be a gentleman's grand tourer. I akin this boat a lot alike to a Bentley or Rolls Royce, where it's got enough of the old world craftsmanship that you would expect in a boat like this, also with enough modern stuff and accoutrements to make it as comfortable, as user-friendly as people would expect. So why don't you follow me aboard and we'll show you some of the features. Up at the helm station here, we have brand new for this year, very modern dash. We still have some of the old school stuff like holdover from the old days of Chris Craft. We have some automotive style analog gauges, but then over here you have a nice brand new cluster of flushed in Garmin chart plotters. If you look around at the dash a little bit, you might notice a lack of a lot of switches, and that's because switches are so 2000 and late. This boat has all digital switching. It has some analog switching for some of the important stuff, but if you look down here, you can see that you control almost everything on board through this touchscreen right here. And in the old days, you'd call this a chart plotter, but now they're called MFDs, which is a multifunction display. These screens do absolutely everything you'd ever want them to do. It does chart plotting. It does, if you have a FLIR camera on board, you can do that. It does all your switching. It has all your engine management stuff. Absolutely everything right on these two screens. It's really, really nice. You have your nice mahogany and vinyl wrap steering wheel with the weighted Chris Craft center cap, kind of like on a Rolls Royce wheel, where the Chris Craft is always appropriately right ways up. If you look over in this corner here, you have your joystick and throttle quadrants. This boat has got the Mercruiser engines in it. And the big benefit of that is it has the Mercruiser joystick. And that joystick is really the nicest one on the market because not only does it give you joystick control for getting in and out of the docks, it also gives you Skyhook, which is like a virtual anchor. So you can just say, stick it out in the harbor, press the Skyhook button, and the boat will stay exactly where you want it to. That joystick also handles all of your autopilot functions as well. If you sit down at the helm here, you have a commanding view of the world in front of you. You also have power seats forward and aft, because doing it by yourself would be far too pedestrian. This boat, even though it's an open launch, actually has a berth down below. So if you look in here, look downstairs, you have a nice day bed down there, and you also have air conditioning and a TV. So you're well suited. So if you're sitting at the dock and just want to get out of the sun, that's where you go hang out. Over on this side, if you swing around, you have your head area. So you have a nice vessel sink with a Euro-style faucet and a Tecmo electric toilet. So all very civilized. Same thing on this side with the passenger seating. You have power seating to slide forward and aft. Very, very nice. One thing I failed to point out when I had the doors open is you can see here, all this black is all tinted glass. So even though the spaces are kind of small, they feel big and airy because they're really well lit. If you move up forward here, through the flip-away windshield, you have a little magnetic clasp so that the windshield doesn't flop around. Up here you have a nice, big, huge wraparound settee with tons of storage under all the cushions and under here as well. Up in this locker here, you have your integrated stainless steel windlass with a stainless steel anchor and 200 feet of all-chain rode. Comes in really handy when you're trying to anchor in deeper spots, because with a chain rode you can anchor in deeper water with less scope. What I'm standing on right now, and I'll show it to you shortly, is your electrically operated dining table. All right, well, as you may have noticed throughout the entire vessel, we have this lovely quilted marine grade vinyl, very Bentley-esque. You have flip-up bolsters on both the passenger and driver's side so that you can stand up and look around, especially when you're docking, makes it really nice. This is a full heritage boat, which in Chris Craft speak means this has all the teak. You have a teak foredeck, you have teak flooring, teak footsteps, teak tow rails, teak swim platform. This boat is teaked out. There's few things finer in this world than the feeling of a teak deck on bare feet. I absolutely love it. If you move back this way a little bit, you can see we have our galley station where you have a nice big cutting board, a little sink. Under here, we have a full-size pull-out fridge. We also have an additional fridge under here for keeping zesty beverages. Over here, we have an additional dining table, which you do have to do by hand, but it's still pretty neat. You pull these cushions out like that, and then this whole table flips out and flips out, and you have a nice big dining area. Very nice. Put that back in, put the cushions back. Another really nice luxe feature on these boats is it's called a Sure Shade. This is an electric power shade that extends all the way out to the transom, again at the push of a button. Makes the outdoor living area a lot more livable because most of the boat is in the shade. On the GTs, one of the big features that they've done is turn the whole back half of the boat into a giant sun lounging area. So when you're driving along, you have this nice wraparound settee here, but if you're just hanging out, having a cocktail or two, this whole arrangement flips forward and turns the whole back end of the boat into a big, huge sun pad. Very nice. Also on the back corners there, you can see we have some custom cut CNC air vents for the engine room. And this is it's a silly feature, but it's kind of nice. The flag staff for the ensign on these boats. In here is a little magnet so that when you click it in, you know it's not going to bounce out on you. One of the last things I want to talk about, and it's what most of the guys are probably thinking about, it's like, well, what does this thing got for an engine? So let's check it out. All right, so this is our power plant, or two of them to be precise. This boat comes with a pair of Mercruiser 8.2 liter big block V8s, rated for 380 horsepower each, and it gives this boat an estimated top end speed of about 50.1 miles an hour. Fantastic engines. Like I said, it's paired to the really phenomenal joystick. Nice and quiet. Can't say enough about these motors. That's why we spec most of them with these motors. You also get great access to all your batteries, all your other systems, and it makes the boat just really, really easy to work on. Okay. All right, one last feature I really wanted to talk about, very civilizing feature, especially for people with older knees, is this fantastic big, huge side boarding door. So when you're underway, that closes right up and the boat looks beautiful and sleek. But when you get back to the dock, opens up and gives you easy access on and off the boat for, again, people with older knees or dogs or gear or whatever. So I think that's all we're going to need for stem to stern today on this fine vessel. If you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel. Hit that like button. If you like this boat or any of our other Chris Craft, please feel free to call us. I'm Tom, and I will see you guys out on the water.